everywhere. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Your girl Indigo Diamond here with another video. It's been another week, so today I'm recording two more videos. Drag Race UK first, and I will incorporate the lockdown special that got released as well into that, so we'll get onto that, and then the next video I'll record will be season 13, so Drag Race UK will come out today as of the day I'm recording this, and season 13 will come out like midweek again. But as I said, the only reason I do it that way is just because UK Drag Race comes out on Thursdays, so it makes more sense to do that video first. In other news today, I have a new microphone. As you can tell, it's like, what is that thing that's in the middle of the screen? It's my new microphone, so fingers crossed this will be better. Like sound quality wise, it seems better. It's a Blue Yeti, I believe. So I'm no longer using my tiny Meteor mic that was sat on my desk, and I'm not using that horrendous thing that I had on my face the other week. So fingers crossed this will be better. But before we get into UK Drag Race Season 2 and the lockdown special, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, it really helps support the channel, and leave me a comment below. Who are you rooting for? I am firmly still Team Lawrence Chaney. That I don't think is going to change at this point. I've been Team Lawrence Chaney since the beginning. Really liked Veronica Green as well, and would have been happy to see either of them get to the end and win. But unfortunately, she's gone. I'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below. Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to win? So, last week we lost Ginny Lemon. I believe it was last week we lost. Yeah, it was, because it was a Last week we lost Ginny Lemon, and the queens go back into the workroom, and Siren starts going after they've like wiped the mirror and everything like that, and they're all confused. It's very confusing if you're watching, and then it ends up being productions like saying you get the message from Ru saying about with the rapid changing COVID-19 pandemic and everything, they have to stop filming. And, they stopped filming for 7 months. It's like, that is a long time to stop filming. And then, we've got the lockdown special. I'll put it in here about talking about that because it makes sense. And then we can go on to the latest episode. I really like that they did a lockdown special. I think it was really good to show how the pandemic has been affecting queens, especially queens that have maybe been doing... like, they don't have a day job, they just do drag full time. Or even queens that have been, doing drag for a little bit, like, as, like, a part-time job, and then they have a normal job. Oh, excuse me. I think it was really important to show that, especially, queens like Bimini Bon Boulash and Ellie Diamond and Lawrence Chaney, because, obviously, they'd been saying throughout the series about how Scotland, there isn't much of a drag scene anyway, so then obviously when that suddenly stops, what you do then. It was quite a heartbreaking episode, because you have like people like Ellie Diamond, she was living with family, and then they couldn't afford the rent, so they all had to kind of like work out their own separate things. Ellie Diamond got like a council flat house, I don't know, it was something council related accommodation, and this is the first time she's lived on her own, so she took a lot of adjusting. Tace obviously couldn't afford living where she was, so thankfully Ahura mentioned about them moving in together, so they at least had each other, which was quite nice, because I know a lot of people with lockdown and everything have been struggling. Ginny Lemon obviously has her partners, so that's lovely. Bimini just took the time to learn some new skills. Tia was just getting on with things as best she could. And poor Veronica, just, deep depression. I get it, it's difficult. It's really difficult, especially, when that is your job and then you literally have no work to do. And the worst thing for Veronica was when they finally got to the point where they could start filming again, they all had to have a test for COVID, and unfortunately she tested positive, which meant she wasn't allowed to resume filming, which was absolutely heartbreaking. I mean, you know, she put all this effort into all this. You know, she had packed all her stuff ready to go back to Drag Race, and then to have that, it's heartbreaking. And I mean, it's heartbreaking for us as viewers to watch, especially like those of us that were really enjoying seeing Veronica and what she brought to the competition. It's going to be like even more devastating for her, considering the amount of effort she put into the competition and the fact that she was doing fairly well, and then suddenly be told, sorry, you can't come back. In brighter news, she has been told that she has an open invitation to come back for season 3 if she wants to. I know I read a article and she said she wasn't sure whether she would or not. I think if she feels like she's going to be in the right headspace too, I would definitely love to see her back, but I completely understand if she doesn't feel like she should come back, or for one reason or the other. You know, it is what it is. So, getting on to the actual episode of Drag Race for this week. So, Queens come back, they come in, they get almost a second entrance, apart from this time it's not in drag when they enter. Very funny for a lot of them, and it's nice to see how sort of like happy everyone does seem to be there again. Ahura seems to have grown so much more from her time off. I mean, we saw her at the end of the last episode, where she had that moment with Tia Coffee. You know, they were really getting along, and Ahura came across so human. And for me, I'm really, really liking Ahura now. Like, she just seems so genuine and such like an actual person rather than having this wall built up, and it just makes it so much more enjoyable to see her on the series and doing what she does. It's great to see. Taste is Taste is as Taste was, brilliant, great TV, love seeing her. Lawrence Chaney, again, love seeing her. She is what she is. Bimini Bon Boulash, again, another queen that I wasn't overly fond of at the beginning and have been liking more and more each week, and you know, that upward streak still continues. Sister had some work done and looks a bit weird when she smiles now, because now she's got like different new teeth, and I think she's had something done with her face, and now like her cheeks are very prominent when she smiles. I will say with Sister, she seems a lot more confident and happy in herself. I definitely got that through this episode, which was great to see. Tia Coffee says she's going to be less in her head sort of thing, so we will see. Episode starts. Ru comes in, says about with 3 animals walk in, and turns out each of the animal is one of the queens that got eliminated. Ginny did not come back for this, and apparently she wasn't invited back because of the fact that she eliminated herself. Fair enough. And so the queens that are potentially there are Cherry Valentine, Joe Black, and Astina Mandela. Ru tells the queens that they're each going to get to write a name on the little hand mirrors and reveal who they would want to bring back to the competition. The queens have to essentially plead their case as to why they should be the one to come back. Now, out of the 3, the Cherry Valentine didn't get any votes. I think Astina only got 2, but Cherry didn't get any. And honestly, like, I'm not surprised. I mean, she, like, when she was pleading her case, she was like, oh, you know, in this competition, you have to beat the best, and I am the best, so beat me. And I'm like, you're the best, yet you went home second. It's like, they've already beaten you. They don't need to beat you again. But, I mean, you know, during the pandemic and that, and in the Queens in Quarantine, Queens in Lockdown, whatever it was called, the Lockdown Special, that's the one I was thinking of. You know, we got a lot from Cherry Valentine about, you know, her work as a nurse and everything like that. And, you know, I've got to applaud her. I could not do what she did, and I think it's great. It doesn't necessarily translate to Drag Race, but, you know, you do you. So, Joe Black ends up being the one that comes back. You know, I'm happy to see Joe Black. I've seen Joe Black perform live, and Joe Black is amazing. and the other two go back to where they came from. Ru tells the queens this week they're doing a RuRuvision, so essentially Eurovision. And the queens have to form teams. Joe Black, as the queen coming back, is team captain. And as Lawrence Chaney won the last challenge, you know, she is also a team captain. They pick their teams. And, you know, they seem alright. Lawrence Chaney has Ahura, Tace, and Bimini Bombulash. And Joe Black has Ella Diamond. Will be nice, we'll give her an accent as well. Ella Diamond, Sister, and Tia Coffee. Now, they all have to come up with team names. So Joe Black's team ends up calling themselves Banana Drama. Love the name. Lawrence Chaney's team, they decided they didn't want to go down like a girl group parody name. And they come up with the United King Dolls, which is cute. I quite liked it. And then Ru mentions about being that UKD, which I very much approved of. So, get to the challenge. There's a few sort of like wobbles. Lawrence Chaney wasn't doing amazingly well in the recording. Why am I forgetting my words today? Who knows? And Joe Black could not say cigar in the right timing. It's because when he was saying it, she kept saying like Glenn close but no cigar, and it's like you need to take out the gap. It's Glenn close but no cigar. It's like that gap you're putting between but no cigar. You need to take that gap away. But I've had Bing Bang Bong. That's not what it's called. It's called UK Hun. I've had that stuck in my head ever since watching the episode on Thursday, and my other half keeps getting really annoyed because every time he's got it out of his head, I just go up to him and go, Bing Bang Bong, sing sang song, Bing Bang Bong, UK Hun, and he gets it stuck in his head. You can tell what sort of person I am, can't you? But, you know, that is what it is. The group winners are Lawrence Chaney's group. Everyone gets a repeater badge, so that means everyone gets a point. Lawrence Chaney is still in the lead at this point because she now has three repeater. I'm giving her extra on 3 repeater badges. Taste gets a badge. Ahura gets a badge, and Bimini Bombulash gets a badge. I don't know why that name escaped me. So that means the losing group is Joe Black's team, and the runway was awkward, wasn't it? So the runway theme was A Day at the Seaside, which was quite nice because obviously when season 1 did it, they did the girl group challenge, and then they did A Day at the Races. So, you know, keeping with that British theme, A Day at the Beach. A lot of the outfits were really quite nice. There were 2 people that did like bag of chips, and Ahura's was definitely better, in my opinion, than Sisters. Taste came out in this lovely like sort of like fishnet style outfit, which was really nice. Everyone's now escaping me. Lawrence Chaney came out in the like life raft, the like life ring that you throw when someone's drowning, sort of thing. Came out in like a dressmate looking like that. It was really nice. Ahura obviously came out in bag of chips and was better than Sisters. Ellie Diamond came out as a seagull wearing a yellow bikini. She was saying it was a itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini, and it's like, but the bikini's yellow and it's got black polka dots. It's like, if you were going to do that, it should have been yellow polka dots. But you know, it was very well executed. Brain's just completely going today. Who else was in that team? Oh, Tia Coffee came out as an ice cream cone, and I did not get ice cream cone from it. I originally thought it was like a latte or something with cream on top. It wasn't. It was an ice cream cone. I mean, the cone was like that big, and then like the whole rest of the top was like the white. And Joe Black's outfit was, I'm pretty sure, my favourite. Joe Black went for a whole windy day at the beach, which is very, very much a thing in the UK. You know, it tends to, you go to the beach, it's very windy. It's always windy in the UK. Like, no matter where you go, it always seems to be windy. And so she had, like, chips, ice cream, like, blowing everywhere. She had the, like, arcade tickets, like a scarf flying off. And, like, her makeup was all smeared and everything. Great attention to detail. It looked absolutely fabulous. I really enjoyed that outfit. Now, when it came to the judges' critiques for Joe Black's team, so the losing team, it got very intense and very heated, and it was very awkward to watch. I did not enjoy watching this bit. So, in the challenge, Joe Black's team, they all wore pink because they wanted to be, like, all-inclusive sort of thing, and, like, in keeping in, like, a theme. Joe Black's dress was very simple, and honestly, I don't think it really went with the rest of her look for that, but okay. It was a choice. Now, Michelle pointed out that Joe Black's outfit in the challenge looked like something she could literally go down to Primark and buy, and Joe Black leans forward, puts his hands up like this and whispers, H&M. And I was sat there and I was like, that's a bad move. You have just signed your ticket to go home. And RuPaul literally has a go at the entirety of them and literally says, you know, I came across the pond. I don't expect to see effing H&M. You know, I didn't come here to see off the rack. And if it is off the rack, you better, like, glitter that so it doesn't look off the rack, it looks unique, sort of thing. And thing is, like, at one point Ru went, you know, you've had 7 months off, 7 months to sort of, like, step it up, sort of thing. And as much as I was like, part of me was sat there and was like, yeah, they have had 7 months off, but then the other half of me was like, they've had 7 months off not being able to work and pretty much probably just, like, literally doing what they can to survive. Like, they've not been able to maybe get the resources to be able to elevate anything. You know, it unfortunately doesn't work like that. It wasn't like America. We literally, everything, like, closed. Like, there was no bars. They opened for maybe like a week and then everything closed down again. So, you know, these girls weren't able to really elevate the stuff they had. They kind of had to just deal with what they had because they weren't able to get the resources for the rest of the stuff. So I get where she was coming from, but I don't feel like it was called for, especially with the whole, like, you've had 7 months. It's like, yeah, they've had 7 months of sat around not doing anything because they physically weren't allowed to do anything. You know, it's not like I doubt they were going to have, like, loads of savings that they could have dipped into or anything like that. Not only that, but you can't really, I don't know, as much as it's like, yes, you know, there's going to be an after Drag Race and hopefully an after COVID at some point. At the rate we're going at the moment, we don't know when that end's going to be. So yeah, I felt like it was a little bit uncalled for to go in that deep. And, you know, she did apologise afterwards, but yeah, it's just a case of, for me, maybe think about things a little bit more before you go off the rails. I mean, I'm very well known for overthinking things before I say, just because I want to make sure I'm not going to offend anyone. And I want to make sure that what I'm saying is I'm actually getting my point across and not... I want to make sure I'm saying it how I should be saying it to get the point across that I want to get across. And I don't want my words to come out wrong, which does occasionally happen. Or they just don't come out at all, which you've seen every time you watch a video that I do. I always mess up my English, so... But, you know, it is what it is. It's happened. We've got to move on. You know, no point living in the past. You know, and that happened a couple seconds ago. So, RuPaul announces the bottom two are Tia Coffee and Joe Black. I would agree. I think, you know, their whole team in the challenge they were okay. I mean, Sister, I think, definitely did better than she probably would have done if they'd gone into that challenge just from the last week. I think, you know, she's definitely come back with a better attitude, which is nice to see. It's nice to see her finally be like, yeah, I can do this. But I really like Tia Kofi's verse. I just don't feel like any of them looked like they were really enjoying themselves in the moment, apart from Sister. So, yeah, I do think, especially with the runways and that, you know, and how they were in the challenge, that was the bottom two for me, unfortunately. And unfortunately, again, Joe Black just didn't really win the lip sync, unfortunately. I think it's just one of those things. Joe Black is so Joe Black, and unfortunately with the challenges that she's had, it's just not been her challenges, and she's not been able to adapt properly to what the challenge calls for. So, you know, unfortunately it is one of those things. Joe Black came back and had the curse of the returning queens and went home again. But, you know, down another queen. Unfortunately, Veronica's not here anymore because COVID. You know, I know in her Queens in lockdown special thing, blah, words, nouns. She said hopefully, you know, because like she's got through the COVID, that they'd let her back for the finale. You know, I guess we'd have to wait and see if they were allowed to do that. I wouldn't have thought so, but again, we'll see what happens when we get to there. But we're getting closer. I am still very firmly team Lawrence Chaney, and I don't see that changing. But let me know in the comment section below, who are you rooting for to, or even a top three. If you don't have a person you want to win yet, who are you wanting to be your top three? I think at the moment my top three are Lawrence Chaney, Tace, and Bimini Bon Boulash. If I had to pick my top three right now, they would be the three that I want to end up in the final. But we will see. Again, while you're down there leaving a comment, make sure to like the video. It really helps the channel. And hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Also, all my socials are going to be down in the description of the video, as they always are. So send me a follow. Give me a follow. Send me a hello. I will send her hello back. And until next time, I've been your lovely host, Indigo Diamond. And yeah, that's me for another week. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya!